I welcome you all. This is Jagadeesan, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering in RMD Engineering College. In this video, you'll learn about Swagger UI with Spring Boot. Introduction. Swagger is a standard way of documenting a standard API. It is one of the documenting API. Swagger is helpful when deploying API in Azure. Swagger is primarily used for documenting API. For documentation purpose, the primarily used for only for Swagger for this documentation purpose. So, what is the need for documenting API? The building API that is internal in enterprise or for the public consumption, the team is named that developer usually use the app they are building. For the other developer to be able to use the API must properly documented. So enable to others should know that what is that. First one, what are the endpoints exposed by the API? The next one, what are the operations supported on this endpoint? Next one, what parameter should they pass and what will they get back? What authentication method to use? To answer this question, it is very important to document the API. The Swagger UI is a part of the Swagger system. It provides a set of tools for designing, building, and documenting RESTful application. The Swagger API is specially designed for API documentation, the user-friendly interactive document interface based on your API. It is also called as Open API, formerly known as Swagger specification. The features of Swagger UI. The first one, an interactive interface to API exploration and also the testing API, clear and easy to read documentation, built-in support for various API authentication method, automatic generation of API client SDK, software development kit, integration with various programming languages and also with frameworks. The uses of Swagger UI, user-friendly interface. First one is API documentation. Second one is API testing. Another one is integration with API gateway. First, documentation is a primary used to create interactive and user-friendly documentation for your RESTful API. It allows to developer, tester, consumer to understand the endpoint parameter, request, response, structure, authentication method of the API. Then API testing is nothing but interactive interface for testing API, user to make real API requests and see the response directly with the Swagger UI interface. So we have to give the request and based on the response, the use of both API development and quality assurance. With the help of that testing, we are going to achieve quality assurance. Integration with API gateway, Swagger UI can be used in conjunction with the API gateways and management tools by providing well-documented API through Swagger UI. API gateway can enforce the policies, rate limits, security measures should be there while developing a still having easy to access the documentation. It is a diagram to show that how to access the Swagger API. So here get post, uh, another put delete punch method is there, as well as the endpoint is there. You click that button. It is a interactive. In that we have to use the HTML language so that this is for that we are going to create the button. In that button, click the button. We have to get post and delete mapping, put mapping can be achieved here. Thank you.